thought I wouldn't be doing another series, but as I was preparing for today, which is 1 week before Ash Wednesday and the start of Lent, I realized that there is so much I want to say related to everything that's been happening over the past few days. So I'm going to do 3 parts for this one, and I'll release it for the rest of the week. This is just an example of how my thoughts don't stop just because I'm not vlogging. The first part was my reflection on another reading that we had to do, which was on embracing anger. So the point he made about mindfulness was that because you have already created this attitude of mindfulness throughout your practice, you are better able to recognize, embrace, look deeply, and understand the nature of the suffering that you're going through. So this made me think about how Jesus was able to endure his passion and death. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and relate mindfulness to being in relationship with the Father. Throughout the Gospels, Jesus always took time to pray. He went up a mountain, he went off by himself to a deserted place, and he would go and pray. He communed constantly with the Father because he was mindful of the relationship that he was in. And more than that, because he knew who he was in relationship with. He knew that he was loved. He knew that he had a Father who loved him, and that everything that he was going to go through or everything that he was doing was because he did it because he loved the Father. So if I apply the definition of mindfulness as stated in the text, Jesus was able to suffer and endure his passion and death on the cross because he was able to recognize, embrace, endure, and understand the suffering that he had to go through. And ultimately because he was motivated out of love for the Father and out of love for us. He was able to do that because he was constantly in prayer. And it was in prayer that Christ was able to receive love from the Father and to offer up his anxieties and remember that he wasn't alone. And I think this example is the reason why I've applied this procedure to this experiment. It's a tried and tested and therefore highly standardized procedure, right? You practice mindfulness, but as a means of communing or communication with God, with the higher being that you believe in, that you have faith in. Because it's something I've always done or practiced, it's come about as a natural process for me and it makes the most sense for my life. So because it's a week before Ash Wednesday, I would like to invite you to think about how your own mindfulness meditation practice, especially if it is prayer, has led you to a deeper understanding of any suffering you may be experiencing in your life. Oh, why is it so kurog? So kurog.